Hello everybody, Sorbeaten here and welcome back to another video. In this video we will be looking at some CSEC multiple choice type questions on geometry and trigonometry. So let's head straight into the first question. So this question says we have a triangle here. In the triangle, not drawn to scale, angle BAC is 30 degrees and AB is 40 meters. The length of BC in meters is, so they want to find the length of BC. So we see we're dealing with a right angle triangle. So that means we can use the trig ratios. So here would be, BC would be the opposite. And we see 40, since it's opposite the right angle, will be the hypotenuse. So let's deal with the trig ratio that has both of those. So we know some old horses can always hear their owners approach. So which one has the opposite and the hypotenuse? So we see sine has both of those. So we can say sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So sine theta in this case is 30 is equal to the opposite, which is BC over the hypotenuse, which is 40. So this 40 is divided. When we take it to will multiply, so we'll have 40 multiplied by sine 30 is equal to BC. So which one has 40 sine 30? 40 sine 30, we see that answer there is A, 40 sine 30. So these kind of questions, they will not ask you for a direct answer because you can't find these things in your calculator without a calculator. I mean, you could, but at the CSEC level, you know, it's difficult to do it. So they will leave it like this. You just need to do the working up to a certain level, and then you continue from there. So you just need to do the working up to a certain level, and then you find the answer at where you stopped at. So let's move on to the next question. So the next question says, a surveyor sets up his instrument 12 meters from the foot of a building and records the angle of elevation of the top of the building. So we have this here going on. So we see the man is here and he has a height of 1.6 meters from the ground. And the angle of elevation from his line of sight to the top of the building is 40 degrees. So an estimate of the height of the building is obtained by calculating. So we see we need to find for this piece, and then we definitely need, when we find for this piece, we add it to the height of the man to that. So let's go. So we have here being 12. So let's label. So we know here would be the opposite, and 12 would be, we know here, opposite the right angles, here would be the hypotenuse. So we know here would be the adjacent. So let's go. So we have the adjacent and we want to find the opposite. So let's see which ratio deals with that. So some old horses can always hear their owners approach. So let's see the ratio that has the opposite and the adjacent. Opposite and adjacent, so we see dealing with the tan. So we can say tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. So we can say tan theta in this case is 40 is equal to the opposite, which is the thing that we want to find, over the adjacent, which is 12. So the opposite will be, so this 12 is divided, we take it over, multiply. So we'll have 12 multiplied by tan 40 is equal to the opposite, which is the side that we want to find. So that will just cater for this piece here. So now we see we need to add this here to 1.6. So we can say 1.6 plus 12 tan 40 would give us an estimate of the height of the building. So let's see which one has that. So we see D has that. So the answer there is D. We cannot forget the height of the man, or we can say the height of the instrument that he has. So let's move on to the next question. So we have a diagram again, and it says in the diagram, the translation by which AB is mapped onto A prime B prime is represented by, so we want to know how this here is mapped onto this. So to figure out this, we can just choose the object and the image of that. So to get this, we can just choose a point and the image of that point. So let's choose A and A prime. So we see A we have 2, 5, and A prime we have 4, 6. So we see to move from 2 to 4, we jump across 1, 2, and then from 5 to 6, we jump up 1. So we can say the translation would be 2 across and 1 up. So which is 2, 1, which is B. And if you had chosen the top here, we see to move from 5 to 7, we go 2 across again, 1, 2. And then we see we go from 7 to 8, we go 1 up. So it's 2, 1, regardless of which point you choose. So the answer is 2, 1. 2 across, 1 up. And with that, this has brought me to the end of this video in which I tackled some multiple choice type questions on geometry and trigonometry. And I trust that this video brought some clarity about some concepts under these topics. And I want you to keep practicing, because practice makes perfect. And I will see you in the next video in which I'll be tackling some more multiple choice type questions under this topic and others to come. So until then, take care and keep practicing.